What's up, guys and girls? Giovanni here, and there's lots I have to talk about in this episode. Let's jump right into it. The episode begins Alice fixing Booker's locker to ask out Cami. Man, they really got Alice being Jimmy Neutron, bro. I'm telling you, she's Jimmy Neutron. Ivy tells Booker about homecoming dance, but there isn't one. Booker asks, why isn't there one? And Ivy tells him that Alana banned it when she became principal. Booker says, I saw it. I saw me taking out Cami. And Ivy says, saw it? Booker gets all nervous about almost revealing he is psychic to Ivy. Ivy is very glad there isn't one though. Neil enters the phrase wearing his football gear. So, is he gonna join the cheerleading team? Anyway, Neil says to Booker,
Cami told Susan P, who told Susan R, who told Susan D, that she would have said yes if there was a homecoming dance to go to.
Booker insists that they should do a homecoming dance at
the Chill Grill,
since the school won't have one. This makes Ivy very happy because Booker can ask out Cami and Neil can ask out girls to the dance, but fail and show up to the dance alone. Which was not funny, but I like his confidence. Raven enters
The Chill Grill.
on the phone talking to Victor since he is not in the episode along with Tanya. Victor is visiting his mother, Laridia Baxter, who last appeared in the episode Leave It to a Diva of That's So Raven. Will Miss Elder return to play Booker's great-grandmother? Who knows? After talking to Victor, Raven sees Laszlo and he asks her, is he attractive? Raven says, I'm sure to someone, so pretty much no. Laszlo is on a dating app trying to get girls, but can't. I'll just mention the rest of the Laszlo stuff now. Laszlo wants to be honest, but Raven thinks that's not the way to go about it. So she helps Laszlo create a persona called Laz, where he's an award winner, mysterious, and many other things person. Cami comes to Alana's office to ask, can she unban the homecoming dance? Alana says no. Cami's like, but the other schools will have one, with typical sassy Alana saying, then go to theirs. Alana then decides to tell Cami on the reason as to why she decided to ban it. I can absolutely say this definitely is in my top 10 moments of Raven's home, because they do a flashback to That's So Raven. I mean, it was the actors today filming the scenes, but I still enjoyed it. I definitely want more of this in the future. Alana is on the phone leaving a message to a person named Mike, and this is where she mentions Muffy and Loca. It's about time. I still want Loca to be connected to Lloyd, Gilbert, Herbert, and Mrs. Mutessa. At the time, I thought Loca was going to be Lloyd's mother because she didn't show up.
where's your mama? She's at work.
But now, Loca could just be the sister to Mrs. Mutessa and the cousin. So here's what the family tree should look like. So Loca's full name would be Loca Mutessa. And once again, explore her heritage with that clicking noise they did in that season 3 episode. As for Muffy, what would she be doing nowadays? I don't know. But for her sister Buffy, I could see her being a famous person. And she loves all the attention she gets. Maybe Muffy is her assistant. This could be an episode if Muffy returns. There's beef between Muffy and Buffy's like, Muffy, you're always somebody's bitch. You did it for Alana. You did it for Bianca. You did it. You need to get a life. So that would be the plot of the episode. Muffy trying to get out of people's shadows and being her own woman. Alana told Raven that Mike was all that and a bag of chips, but sees that Alana got stood up and brags about it. Raven then calls Devon to get jiggy with it, and Devon follows in behind to go dance. Jonathan McDaniel wasn't in the episode. They used an extra. However, I would say that extra got Devon's moves down because that is actually how Devon would have moved. The scene comes back to the present with Alana saying to Cami, and that's why I banned it, so no one could get ditched again. From Alana's perspective, I get why she did it, but do I agree with it? No. Why are you gonna punish everyone for one bad thing? Which is basically what Cami said too. Alana decides to let the dance happen. Even though she said the year, I thought the flashback was taking place sometime after Alana returned from the military. But I guess that explains why there was no Bianca reference in the episode, because she was in military school during that time. Now, before I move on, I need to speak about the timeline of the flashback. So Alana said it took place in 2003. So let's take a look at the dates. Out of Control. Season 2, Episode 1 came out October 3rd, 2003 in the USA. Don't Have a Cow. Season 2, Episode 2 came out October 17th, 2003 in the USA. Run Raven Run Season 2 Episode 3 came out November 14th, 2003. Closed-Minded Season 2 Episode 4 came out January 1st, 2004 in the USA. For's the Crowd came out January 30th, 2004. And Hearts and Minded came out February 6th. 2004. Now, it's said by the That's So Raven fandom that Run Raven Run was supposed to be the first episode. It's where Raven was calling Devon Bucktooth Carter. Remember that. Now let's go over to For's a Crowd. In the very seconds of the start of the episode, Eddie says to Raven, "How is everything going on between you and Devon?" And Raven says, "Great. Stuff is really starting to happen between us." Bringing in the flashback into account, it's hard to fit in, but I could say not at the same time. So let's do it in chronological order. Run Raven Run, Out of Control, Don't Have a Cow, Homecoming Dance flashback, Closed-Minded, For's a Crowd. Now, usually homecoming dances usually take place between September and October in the USA. But let's say for argument's sake, for the flashback, it takes place November, late November, or December before Christmas break. It adds up. And in For's a Crowd, that's why Raven says to Eddie, everything is going great because since the dance, they've been talking to each other. However, even though she and Devon went to the dance, it wasn't a real date. And she is still nervous around him. You should take into account that this is by release orders of the episode. Who knows when the episodes take place in universe-wise? Side note, has anyone noticed Devon's sister has never been mentioned on this show? Finally, let's continue on. When Booker sees Cami, he is happy to take her to the dance, but is stressed when he finds out Cami's dance and Ivy's dances is on the same day, just like their birthdays.
Wait for it.
The Chill Grill
Booker and the Bookettes
are waiting for people to show up, but no one does, until they notice they are all at Cami's dance, shown on Neil's phone. This makes Ivy scream in anger. The three of them continue to wait. Eventually, Booker wants to leave, and Ivy says a real friend would stay and support her. Booker says a real friend wouldn't make me choose, and he heads off to camp, while Neil stays only because Ivy was scaring him. This would mean so much if Booker and Ivy had been friends for more than a month and a half, 2 months at most. Anyway, Booker arrives to see Cami, and the two of them take pictures together. After taking pictures, Cami sees something is wrong with him. Booker says, "I just feel like you're doing this to despite Ivy." And Cami says, "I didn't realize she was doing a dance." Now, for the 10th birthday party thing, I was definitely doing that to despite Ivy. The reason is because she was jealous when Ivy went to KJT. She missed her best friend and wanted to get back at her for leaving. Just like Alana, I could understand that motivation. Cami tried to apologize, but Ivy wouldn't talk to her. I mean, can you blame her? Booker does say,
Yeah, Ivy can be stubborn.
Cami just thinks it's just been easier to be enemies and not friends. Booker then wants to fix their relationship and should go talk to Cami. Cami doesn't want to leave and says Ivy could come talk to her. Booker comes up with a genius plan to get them to talk to each other. He gets a salsa dance going to get them to go all the way to the Chill Grill. Once they get there, at first Ivy and Cami don't want to talk to each other, but with a little push from Booker and the football winning game Neil, they do. Very quickly, in less than 10 seconds, which I didn't like, Ivy and Cami make up. Ivy thanks Booker for helping her reconnect. Booker goes to talk to Cami, and she thanks him for bringing her to this dance, in which his vision comes true. After the dance, Laszlo is cleaning up the homecoming dance aftermath, and he has set a date with a mysterious woman, but he didn't show up because it just wasn't him. And Raven agreed, saying, "People should love you for you," which is basically the plot of The Dress is Always Greener, but it's not about clothes. Raven and Alice leave, but not too long after, the mysterious woman shows up at
The Chill Grill.
because that's where he told her to meet him, and the mysterious woman is Alana. Alana is shaken up by Laszlo's real appearance, since online he looked very different. But she still likes him. This seems so unlike Alana. Granted, years have gone by since high school, but in high school, she and her crew would have roasted him back in the day, especially Muffy. I want to see where this goes. Raven comes back to see them, and she screams, "No!" I give the episode a 9.5 out of 10. What stopped this from being a 10 is that this should have been the season 5 finale or the episode before the season 5 finale. Imagine the cliffhanger going into season 6 is Alana dating Laszlo and seeing how Cami would feel about this. Then you could bring in Alana's ex-husband in. For Booker, the whole season is about the dance vision coming true and trying to have Ivy and Cami make up. But since the long-term vision is over, what is Booker going to do now? I guess for the remainder of the season, he would be dating Cami and having one-off Vision episodes. Good thing Plot A is still happening, with the Ravens staying in San Francisco to help Victor get healthy. I hope season 5 doesn't dip after this episode, because that's what season 3 did. I liked the first 9 to 10 episodes, that it didn't pick up again until episode 20. But that's all I gotta say about that. So get your fingers up and say it with me. Bye.